Hello everybody. Since I was a young kid, it's always been a hobby of mine to look up different things about certain cities. And as a result of my passion, my family made an obligation and decision to travel and see a lot of places. Out of these places I've seen, Seattle has to be my most favorite out of them all. In my opinion, Seattle is the best city in the country by far in every aspect. In 2004, when we stayed in downtown, me and my family, we were really surprised how clean and safe the city was. Needless to say, 13 years later, we were disappointed about the problems, to say the least. The most obvious problems would have to be the increased homeless population and the public use of marijuana. And if we as average people don't address these problems to the leaders, it won't be a great city anymore. So I strongly believe we can affect city and state leaders as average normal people before it's too late. Today, I will mention positives and negatives about Seattle and convince you guys that something must be done. Now I will mention the good things. One, I'm kind of a minority in this topic, but I love the weather. The rain makes everything green, washes away the pollution, makes everything clean, and keeps the temperature below 90 degrees. And according to Wikipedia.com, the average temperature year-round is 60 degrees. Also, there's lots of stuff to do. If you're a big fan of seeing a lot of things and activities, Seattle is a place for you. This being the Seattle Space Needle, of course. Lots of museums, lots of shops, lots of natural parks, lots of zoos, you name it, all within city limits. And for the nature department, it's enough to keep you busy for a lifetime. There's many national parks within a 2 hours drive, according to TripSavvy.com. Now, also the job market. It's one of the hottest in the nation. According to SeattleTimes.com, there's many notable names that have started their franchise or have headquarters there in Seattle. This being Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Expedia, and Nintendo. Now, the music scene is also very popular and has some notable names that came out of there. The three most notable are Sir Mix-a-Lot, Nirvana, and Macklemore. According to Wikipedia.com, the crime rate per 100,000 people in Seattle is 598.7, which is relatively low. To put it in perspective, our own hometown, Sacramento, we have a crime rate of 776. Now I'll mention some bad things. One, for most people, not me, would be the rain. The rain really puts down a lot of people's moods, so I can see this being a factor for people not wanting to move there. And also, the antisocial and introverted vibe of people, which is better known as the Seattle Freeze. It makes it hard to make friends, according to Quora.com. But once you do make friends, people are very loyal, connect to each other, almost like a small town. Now, the homeless population. For 2004, when me and my family stayed there, it was not nearly as prominent as it was 13 years later. Now, there's a bunch of homeless people everywhere. And according to GeekWire.com, the homeless population from 2011 to 2016 was 4% increase. Maybe it's because of the rising rent? I would say so. It's one of the top 3 cities in the nation for homeless population, behind New York and LA. Now, about the lack of enforcement of public marijuana. Well, this is something that also needs to be fixed by us average people, convincing leaders. According to Seattle.gov, the Washington state law bans public marijuana on the streets, the sidewalks, and in public view, period. When I went to many cities and states where marijuana was legal, it was not nearly as prominent as it was in Seattle. See here, these are pictures of people using marijuana from a trusted source, not a drug dealer, and not in public view. In private, how it should be, like how drinking is, and we shouldn't have it out on the streets. Now, when I went there, I could smell it in a few places, and it was really obvious. People were just doing it in public, like they just didn't care. And it just really brings the quality down in the city. And then another problem is the traffic. Although the public transit is pretty good, number 9 in the nation, according to USnews.com, The vehicle traffic, not so much. What can regular people do to fix the homeless and the unregulated use of marijuana? Just convince leaders. According to GeekWire.com, the city spends $50 million a year to try to fix the homeless, but it's not going to go down if the rent doesn't go down itself. What leaders need to do is just pass more laws for affordable housing. That's really it. Now about the marijuana problem, how can we fix this as normal people? Just better enforcement of current laws that are already there in Washington. And once you just put it on the city of Seattle, this can really fix the problem by a whole lot. So, in conclusion, Seattle needs our help. There's a lot of positives that outweigh the negatives, but the biggest problems are the homeless and the marijuana use. So, put in perspective, Stockton, California. It used to be an okay farming town, but it had a lot of problems. It went down, got bankrupt. Seattle won't be like this, but I don't want to see it deteriorate either. And, I mean, the leaders just made the city, just gave up on it and let it crumble into bankruptcy and just let it just become a wasteland of just terrible things going on. And it's just a horrible place. Seattle is a lot wealthier than Stockton, but I just don't want to see Seattle deteriorate either.